Moment of silence for the champions, for those who make going hard a lifestyle. Never wait for nothing, gotta get it right now.
What's up, Packer fans? Welcome back to Cheesehead Talk. It's your boy Tramel, coming back with another video. And in this video, we're going to go over the 11 undrafted free agent signings by the Green Bay Packers. Let's discuss it. Starting with number 1, we have Curtis Bolton. He's 6 feet, 228 pounds, and he's a linebacker out of Oklahoma. Now, this guy can play. He came in and he took the 5-star recruit linebacker Caleb Kelly's starting spot. So he surprised a lot of people coming into the season, taking over that starting spot. He had 142 total tackles. He's a tackling machine. He had 12 tackles for a loss, and he finished 22nd in college football in total tackles. Like I said, he's a tackling machine. And also, he had 4.5 sacks in 14 games. So this guy can play. I like him a lot. I got to see him a little bit at Oklahoma. Moving on to number 2, we have Matthew Eaton. He's 6'4", 209 pounds, and he's a wide receiver out of Iowa State. He's the teammate of my favorite wide receiver coming into the draft, Hakeem Butler. So I got to watch him play a little bit as well. He had 523 career yards, 6 career touchdowns, and in his last season he had 512 yards and 6 touchdowns. So in his final season he caught all of his touchdowns and everything except for 11 yards in his last season at Iowa State. So I got to see him play a little bit. He's a decent receiver, and what I like about him is he's ready to work. He wants to play, whether that's on special teams, whether that's at wide receiver. He just wants to impact the game any way he can. So I like that about Matthew Eaton. He's a good receiver. Moving on to number 3, we have Cabby Ontiveroz. He's 6'1", 187 pounds, and he's a cornerback from Colorado. Now, he played wide receiver in college, so he's transitioning to cornerback now in the NFL. He changed his position. But if you look at his stats at wide receiver in college, he had only 335 total yards and only 2 career touchdowns. But he's transitioning into cornerback now, so we'll see how that goes for him. Moving on to number 4, we have Javian Hamilton. He's 5'10", 184 pounds, and he's a cornerback from Ole Miss. Now, in 2017, he had a decent season. He had 20 tackles, 8 pass breakups, and 3 interceptions. And the next year in 2018, he sort of declined a little bit. He only had 18 tackles and only 2 pass breakups, and he didn't record an interception in that 2018 season in his final year. So he had sort of a decline year. Moving on to number 5, we have Davis Koppenhaver. He's a 6'4", 245 pound tight end out of Duke. He had 49 career catches, 431 career receiving yards, and 12 total touchdowns. In his senior year, he had 14 catches for 115 yards and 7 touchdowns. Half of his catches that season were touchdowns. Moving on to number 6, we have Yasha Patel. Now, this guy's a big boy. He's 6'7", he's 314 pounds, and he's a tackle out of Virginia Tech. He played his first 3 years at left tackle, but in his senior season, he would transition over to the right tackle. And also, he played 22 straight games before he had an injury, which he missed 3 in his senior year. And if you look at his combine, he had the second fastest shuttle time in the combine behind Andre Dillard, who would go on to get drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, you look at Yasha Patel, he has very good agility. He's got good lateral movement, and he had a pretty good combine. He was projected to go day 3. And due to a good combine, some people had him going into day 2, but he would go undrafted. He's a good player, and I think he could help the Green Bay Packers if he makes the team. Moving on to number 7, we have Randy Ramsey. He's 6'3", 238 pounds, and he's a linebacker out of Arkansas. Now, I got to see him play a little bit as well. He started in 10 games in his senior year, he recorded 32 tackles and 7 tackles for a loss, and he also had 3 sacks. Now, you look at him play, I got to see him a little bit. He's very fast. He's very explosive. He's got great acceleration. He's got great short area burst. And he's a good run stopper. He can stop the run. He helped out that Arkansas defense a lot. He's a very good player. But the knock on him was that he uses his athletic ability a little bit too much, more than he does with his skill. That's his knock, and that's probably why he went undrafted. But he's a good player, and if he gets some development, he'll be a very good player. He can make this Green Bay Packers roster. Moving on to number 8, we have Greg Roberts. He's 6'5", 258 pounds, out of Baylor. He had 33 tackles, 8 tackles for a loss, and 2 sacks. And then also, he had 2 field goal blocks in his entire college career, which is pretty good. That's a very good stat. It's hard to block field goals now. Moving on to number 9, we have Nadia Rosa. He's 5'11", 188 pounds, and he's a cornerback out of Westchester. He played corner in his first 3 seasons, and then he got moved to linebacker in his senior year. You look at his career stats. He has 78 career tackles, 21 pass breakups, 9.5 tackles for a loss, and he had 8 interceptions as well, and 3 forced fumbles, and 2 sacks. And when I looked at his film, he's a very solid player. He's always in the right place at the right time, and from what I saw on tape, he doesn't get beat deep at all. So he's a very good coverage corner. Moving on to number 10, we have Manny Wilkins. He's 6'2", 193 pounds, from Arizona State. He's a quarterback. Now, I got to watch him play as well. He was the teammate of N'Keal Harry, one of the best receivers in this year's draft, who got drafted by the New England Patriots. So I got to see Manny Wilkins play a little bit due to being a fan to N'Keal Harry. But you look at Manny Wilkins, he started in 3 years. He had 8,624 career passing yards, 51 career touchdowns, and he also had 20 career rushing touchdowns. He's athletic. He's got some decent speed. He ran a 4.7, and also he's athletic. Man, he can play. He's got a nice arm as well. I enjoy watching him play. He's a solid quarterback, and I love his story. He came off a torn ACL December 15th, 2018. That's probably the reason why he did get drafted. But he's a solid quarterback, and he also could make this Packers roster. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I'm excited to see him in training camp and also in the preseason, because I'm actually a fan of this guy. And honestly, if you ask me, I like him better than Deshaun Kaiser. But Deshaun Kaiser has the experience over him, and he's also played in the Packers system. So Deshaun Kaiser might have a little edge over him. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Manny Wilkins on the Packers roster, on the 53-man roster coming into the season. He's a good quarterback, and I can't wait to see what he does. Moving on to the final free agent, number 11. We have Larry Williams. He's 6'4", 322 pounds, and he's a guard from Oklahoma State. Now, in his career, his college career, he dealt with a lot of injuries. He broke his ankle at practice in 2017, and then the year before that, he only played in 5 games in 2016 due to some other injury. So he's looking to make a name for himself, and he's looking to make this Packer roster. Hopefully he can stay healthy. But those are the 11 free agents for the Green Bay Packers, the undrafted free agents that we signed. And it's going to be interesting to see who makes this roster or who makes the practice squad. I'm very excited, and I can't wait to see these battles going on in training camp. It's going to be very exciting, and I can't wait. But thank you all for watching. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and also leave a comment and tell me what you guys think about these undrafted free agents. Go Pack, go.